This is Chapter 2, Part 3, and today we're going to be looking at dealing with couples, how to create a virtual world, grief forums, night calls. I also discuss celebrations and holidays. Seeing couples is probably the hardest outing. The empty chair always reminds you, and it is upsetting. Added to that, you are now single and travelling there alone, and coming home is challenging. You may try to go out with others and return that way too. However, most times you are alone. Being an older female, as I am, felt limiting, especially at night. You may feel vulnerable walking through town or back to your car, and opening the door to a dark home is a new experience. Many couples are very supportive and embrace your single status. I noticed that when we were together, everyone felt the loss of the person. My relationship also changed with my friends. Relating as one changes the conversation and in some ways the connection. Seeing couples everywhere brings up lots of emotions. You wish you were that couple and it reminds you of that time. You wish you had not lost your partner, and the reality that it is gone forever emerges. Couples will press all your emotional buttons. It feels unfair that you missed out, and even though not all couples are happily in love, there are aspects of the couple relationship that are still gone. Of course, you may meet a new person, but the loss of our loved one stays in our heart. Going out with couples presents certain problems. It may make you feel more alone instead of comforting you. Couples who relate mostly as couples make this dynamic worse. Some couples respond as two single individuals, and they are easier to be with. Sometimes couples completely avoid you. You are single. The structure of your former relationship relied on 4 people, not 3. When the strongest dynamic is with the 2 women or men, once the person is gone, the whole thing disintegrates. I had an interesting couple relationship that just faded. Once Ray died, the husband ceased to relate to me. Instead, he watched sport whenever I came over or made himself scarce. His relationship was actually with Ray, not me. His wife saw me, but I felt alienated by him. Do not take it personally, because being single changes many old relationships. Losing a life partner is a monumental loss and a unique type of loss. The death of my parents and friends did not even come close. Losing a child must be the worst. Single friends have some understanding of the alone life, so they are a good source of help and availability. I liked being with single people because there were so many more opportunities for social contact. While you are hurting from loss, connecting with both groups gives stability in an unstable period of your life. Phone, text, Skype. There's never been an easier way to communicate with each other. The mobile phone, texting, messaging, Skype have all helped us. The daily connection with your loved one is gone. Instead of constant companionship, you sit alone morning, noon and night. Sometimes the entire evening you are awake. Having people to communicate with makes a huge difference in your emotional health and recovery. Try to speak, text or Skype with someone every day. I made an effort to connect with 2 to 3 people on most days. I reached out and sent a text, called them, emailed them. These practices kept me from feeling totally alone. The sadness was still inside me, but the simple action made every day feel better. I was honest and said I was okay. I did not use the word good or fine because that wasn't true. During the time we connected, I did not worry about the connection. It's best to be honest. No one expects you to be on top of it all. However, remember to show genuine interest in their world. By connecting, your world feels full of family, friends, and love. Often you are lucky and others pick up your need for those connections and phone, text and message. I know of one loving person who sent a kiss via text every day to her widowed friend. I think she still does this. These acts of love give you the strength to make it through. Make an effort to remain in the real world by using everything at your disposal to be close to those who you love. When it is their time of difficulty, you will repay them. Without my friends and family, I would not have recovered from my loss so soon. I'm still doing it, but I recovered from probably the worst part so far, I hope. I have been able to smile again. and their loving presence made all the difference, especially on the days I was drowning. No one can save you, but they can hold you up until you become stronger. Creating a virtual world is another important thing to do. There are countless hours to fill once your living partner dies. You go from being a couple to being completely single. Investing in a virtual life pays dividends. With the net, people and sites are available 24 hours a day, and these connections can fill the empty hours. Use forums, messagings, and chat rooms. Build up a new set of people. Often you're awake during the night, and a little chat soothes the soul. The grief forums are wonderful. Using your YouTube gives instant connection with people, and there we can increase our knowledge or enjoy the music. Having someone to talk to is like having a conversation in real life. And remember, the human voice comforts and makes you feel less alone. By joining a grief forum, you belong to a special section of the community. Death of a loved one becomes your connection point. These forums allow you to write anonymously and in time meet people who you may have become friends with. You can talk to others going through the same trials and tribulations. Generally, at first you're a victim to your circumstance, and after the death you're faced with a myriad of issues on a personal and home front. It's overwhelming. You may feel victim to your changed environment. These forums allow open dialogue about what's really happening. Simply venting or asking for help gives special support during the journey. Although family and friends are doing their best, they do not know how it feels. You may be lucky and know a few people who have gone through a similar process, but you can't rely on them too much. There are lots of people on the net, and the reach is large and wide. With all the stories, there's always someone in a similar place to you. I met a great guy in America who had recently lost his wife 4 decades of marriage, just like me. We clicked immediately and understood each other, although being complete strangers. Even though I'm not using the grief forum very much these days, we email regularly. Simply being able to connect 24 hours a day allows freedom to talk and get support. Our friends and family tell us to ring any time, but most of us will not wake them up at 4 in the morning because we are upset. This is where an online life is a blessing. Simply writing on the page, talking to someone in another part of the world, lets us express ourselves. The forum is there for as long as needed. You may stay a relatively short time because life takes another direction. However, you may be there for years. Healing others heals us, and by offering love and support, you find a new meaning in your world. Surviving loss takes time, and all the help along the way moves us through in a place of love and understanding. I joined several groups for my own healing and to hear the issues of others that arose for them. It was cathartic to read my counterparts experience problems I was encountering. During my time, I met some amazing people and found new friends. I also found that it helped me write the book because I got more and more perspectives on what different people were enduring. Remember, when we heal others, we heal ourselves. There are many sites, and some offer special support chat rooms, especially for Christmas Day, holidays, New Year, times when you might be struggling. The night calls. The night calls are lonely, and the void is looking right at you. Having a few family members and friends to ring at night helped me enormously. I had several people I could ring, and it saved many a bad evening. Work out who is there for you, then do your calls at night. Somehow the day is easier to fill, whereas the night time is harder. Try to spread your calls through the week and on less busy times. Sometimes people are happy to chat because they also are alone or single, and they are the perfect night call friends. Certain people love to talk, and yet, although they're in relationships, the night call isn't a problem for them either. Family members and our adult sons and daughters are usually more available at night, so save your calls then. The nights can seem long and confronting. However, a well-timed call brings light and love into a sad space, and sharing a day and having a few laughs lightens your grief. With loss, you miss the connection you had with your loved one, so these connections help. Celebrations. Celebrations are confronting during loss. Somehow the contradiction with the happiness of the event and the immense sadness of your loss makes it hard. It may be conflicting. Celebrations may be general or specific. It does not matter because for you, you're trying to maneuver through them. That's what the trick is. I had 7 pivotal events during my first year of loss. They included birthdays, Christmas and New Year. I barely scraped through them as it was only a couple of months after his death. On Christmas Day I sobbed from lunch and fell asleep in the early hours of the morning. These first occasions were harder than I thought. Try to shield yourself as much as possible. The time for putting others first are gone. You are the one trying to find a way to function. Go to the celebration when you want, but use the cancellation policy if necessary. You can choose not to attend these times. Stay home, eat junk food, watch television. Not going one year makes no difference long term. Next year you will be stronger and more able to deal with happy celebrations. I cancelled Christmas in my house. No Christmas tree, no decorations, and I stayed home on the day. It was my way of getting through an arduous month. Before, the house was usually brimming with Christmas paraphernalia, but this was a wise decision. He had only died in September and my emotions were too raw. After Christmas, I did not have to cry my way through packing up the tree and decorations. It was a blessing. You are grieving and can make new rules and boundaries to keep yourself stable. Later on, you will return to yourself, and it will be a different self, but more compassionate and possibly more capable one. The holidays are another area that is challenging. Holidays can increase your sense of loneliness because it's harder to connect with people. Usually we had enjoyed these breaks from our normal life, especially when we had a partner. Before the holiday comes, try to organise some outings or meet friends or family. You may feel like everyone is occupied, but this is not always the case. On public holidays, visit others, invite people over. During longer holiday periods, go out to the shops or try and catch up with people you haven't met for quite a while. Some people even travel. When you are able to go away, it can make a big change. The holidays will also bring up past memories of holidays you shared together. All of a sudden you are remembering the last Easter together or the trip to the South Seas. And once the memories come flooding in, this further complicates the process. Be grateful you had these holidays and see them as a gift you continue to hold. Like celebrations, holidays have a high degree of difficulty, and being alone compounds this. But remember, you're getting stronger. Every month it will get better, and eventually you will be able to do these things more successfully year after year.